What? This on my shirt? Don't worry about that. It's just a little bit of blood in the water. Great Magic conversation about the reserve list hitting you up next. Hey guys, welcome back. MTG Moxman here. If you're new to my channel and you're somehow finding me out there in the cyber universe of YouTube, well, thanks a lot for taking the time to check out my content today. I really hope you enjoy it. And hey, stick around for a while, smash that subscribe button. It's free to do, and it'll be awesome to have more people to talk to on the channel. Now, we've got some fun stuff going on here. We have some blood in the water. We are seeing a downshift in some Magic cards from across the board of a lot of the reserve list stuff. It is very small. It's what I like to consider a settling period where cards are just kind of trying to find the new pace they're going to be at without so much wacky up and downs on the old grid map. So the good news is the new settling price is higher for every single card because cards never retrace back usually to below where they were. So we only have 2 cards to discuss today, but it kind of goes across the board. It kind of can be used to replicate across the board when you see I have the discussion with you, okay? So how do you guys feel? When you're thinking about this and you hear that there might be a downshift, blood in the water, people are selling their cards. The reason we always say hold the line here is because as an investor, you cannot just go ahead and sell whenever somebody else says, "Oh my God, you have to sell. You got to sell now. Get your money." Don't listen to me. I'm a guy in the basement with a collection of Magic cards I don't let go of. I did not graduate from Magic University, nor am I a financial advisor of any sort of compassion or compassion. It's not my occupation, okay? I can't speak properly, obviously. So you should not take advice from me. But investors hold on through the thick and thin. They go for years on end to see profits and realizations on the cards they've held on to or any stock or option they're using. I myself have held on to cards for a very long time, and yes, I've seen some great returns on certain cards. Although I haven't sold very many in the last year, in the past I have. Now, some people on this channel had asked if I would show some of my spreadsheets of some of my sales, profits, margins. I will do that in an upcoming video for those who are interested. I will probably put that out for you so you can understand where I come from and do my investments. Now, as far as it goes for the cards, there's 2 cards to talk about today. We're going to start with one of the first cards we saw taking off, and that was Wheel of Fortune. Rudy at Alpha Investments had mentioned this card early on. I was already tracking it privately, and I wasn't really doing much YouTube stuff on this at the time. But of course, I had to report on when you saw the prices just start spiking outward. Now, a near mint copy as of today, which is what, the 14th, 15th, is going for $519. This is a US price. That's for a near mint copy. You can find moderately played and more beat up copies that will cost less. I will show you that in a minute. But it just shows from where this card was to where it's going. This card used to be like a $15 card for years. No one appreciated it, thinking it was an endless supply. But as with all these reserve list cards, forgetting how many are out there, the more people that tend to get into reserve list and buy them and hold them, the less there are out there for new players coming up. And then they have to pay an overpriced or higher price for that card. That is not anybody's fault. The investors who've been at the game a lot longer just held on longer, like I say, right? So when you look at this next part here, you see the price history on the screen. You'll see there was a jump right there in January to February, a big spike. That's a slabbed copy that sold, guys. That's why it went for like $2 grand. It was a lot of money. But when you see things in between, and you see around that 250 mark all the way into January, and now you see after February, it's settling at around the $500-600 mark. See, it's basically doubled in price in this time period. So when you see a card like this doubling, think of all the reserve list cards. Take a look if you want on eBay, or you can wait for me to do it for you at some point. But if you take a look and you look at a price going back to, let's say, October of 2020, and you go to today's price, see how much whatever reserve list card you bought. Look at your profits. You've done great. You've done well. A lot of people have. And I can't speak for everyone. There are going to be people who lock in profits on cards because they want to move that money into something else or bigger card, buy a better reserve list card, move up to power. If somebody bought a whole bunch of Wheel of Fortunes at 15, 20, 100 bucks and they sold them for 500 each, they're buying power. They can step up even at an increased price for Power 9 cards. They can totally step up and buy those cards. Now, when we look at the prices currently in Canada, when you see Canadian prices, you're seeing $376, $399, and $426 on your screen right now. Of course, look at the moderate played, heavy played, light play, medium play, right? You can see that this is not for a near mint copy, But the price have definitely fallen from that 450 mark only a month ago. Okay, it is starting to settle. Things are settling down. The bed is not bouncing around so much. Things are chilling a little bit. When we go ahead and look at the UK prices, you'll see it levels out perfectly with what's happening in Canada. You see the same prices when you add the Canadian dollar, add a US dollar to this and convert it. They're almost all working out the exact same. So again, US prices, you'll check it out here. You see, oh yeah, look at that. Wheel of Fortune, 300, 340, 398. Again, you're seeing moderately played, light played. It's the exact same sheet, but it's in ebay.com. So you can see it's averaging out nicely. We can see a settling period. It's not crashing down. It's just lightly cushioning as it goes down. And there's still strong sales to say that all these cards are still selling. Price memory is taking hold. People understand now this is the new price you're going to pay to get to one of these cards. Some of them were just underpriced, guys. It had to happen. Now, for the last card we're going to talk about today. And again, remember, this can be applied to almost any card in the reserve list stuff we've been talking about, almost all of them, okay? You can check it for yourself if you want to, or you can send me an email. I'll be happy to get answers for you always. And for those who are my regular viewers out there, you know I'll do that. Just send me an email. I will hit you up with everything. And if you're new to the channel, I'm always there to chat to basically 24/7 when I'm not at my regular day job. I'll be happy to answer questions in the off time or during lunch breaks, okay? So, the next card we're going to talk about is going to be Copy Artifact. Now, this card jumped up a lot. I paid $27 to $32 for each of the Copy Artifacts I bought during this buyout. Okay, they were all at 401 Games. They had 40 in stock, as I recall, and I bought 3 because that's all I needed. And yes, I should have bought more. I could have bought more. I just didn't because I wanted other people on my channel to have a chance to buy them. I told people where it was. But at $139, I've already seen massive gains for a near mint copy. Now, mine are lightly played and a couple moderately played, but look at that price difference. I paid $27 to $32, and look at that. $139 for a near mint. I've seen massive gains on a card like this, and so did anyone else who listened to me and bought those cards. When you look at this one here and you say, hey, take a look at that, right? This one here on the price history says it was around $80, $90. But I don't think it was at that. I know it says it was, but I remember seeing them a lot cheaper locally. And when I see the peak and valley here, that peak there hitting around the $200 mark, I do remember seeing some sell for over $200. I took a look to make sure. And now again, you see how it's slowly coming down? It's not dropping by $10 or anything. It's dropping by $1, $1.50. This is that slight hint. This is that slight hint of blood in the water, where there are some people who bought them wanting to make a quick flip and make some money. But now they see, oh my God, it's going down. This is my time to sell. When that happens, that's a race to the bottom. You might have 4 or 5 people just fighting to get their cards out because they have to flip that into something else. And they'll be racing to the bottom, which means they'll just keep undercutting each other until that's the lowest they're willing to go. When that happens, but everyone else holds, those cards just disappear. If everyone does it, that's a crash. Okay? Remember, investors hold for the long period of time. Hold the line. When you see it here and somebody ditches their cards out and it's 3, 4, 5 people and they're just trying to make some money, they're going to have to keep going lower and lower to undercut each other. Now, prices in Canada, what we're seeing here is like $120 with some shipping, okay? That's not bad. Again, I just told you I paid $27 to $32. This card has seen a real appreciation in value, and it should. 1 blue, 1 hour casting that copies an artifact in play. It's always been a good card. It was just under-realized how great of a card it was. Same with Fork, same with Brain Geyser. A lot of these revised cards you could pick up really cheap for a very long period of time, even if they were reserve list for a very long time, were all underappreciated and undervalued because of the sheer quantity. But as they start to disappear and as they slowly don't come back to the market, the price jacked up. Well, now some will slip back into the market, and we can see the prices kind of fall down a little bit. But again, when we check a look here across at the UK, and we take a look at the US dollar, you're going to see this really hasn't changed that much. These prices are staying consistent, and the sales, even from the UK to US, these are all staying very consistent with conversion rates and transportation costs to get that card to or from. Whereas the video I showed you yesterday, there was a couple of reserve list cards you could buy in TCG Player and ship to the UK for 1/3 of what it costs to just buy the card in the UK, and that's when it gets crazy. So right now, these kind of reserve list cards are all seeming to transfer and travel well among the players and seem to be holding the same dollar value, which is good. Means everyone's appreciating that card for the same value it should be valued at. Now again, this is just the new price point. We don't know where these cards are going to go in the future. I will be tracking and following that, and I will of course let people know as soon as I find out. Alright guys, this is MTG Moxman. I don't want to type the whole day. You got places to be. Thank you so much for tuning in. Is there an outtake at the end of this? I don't know. You'll have to find out for yourselves. Have a great one. Hey guys, big shout out to all my patrons out there. You guys are amazing. Thanks a lot to all my regular viewers who tune in every day to help support the channel. You guys are the ones that make the world go round. Galavan, thanks again, my man. Jacob C, you guys are amazing. Talk to you guys soon. What? You're still here? I got something in the mail. I got something. What, you want me to open it? No, we're not opening it. Not until Sunday at the live stream. Looking forward to seeing you guys there.